Roblox Bed Wars is at one of the lowest points it's ever been in, with updates that make you wonder, is this game even worth playing? So today, I'm going to be going over the real reason why Bed Wars just isn't fun anymore, and why it will die way sooner than you think. Now, to understand this issue, you have to understand why people love Bed Wars in the first place, and one of the main reasons is the gameplay. Obviously, it's no secret that Roblox Bed Wars is a complete copy of an already successful game, but they really only made it better. The gameplay in Roblox Bed Wars is so much more enjoyable, being faster paced and entirely based on skill.
Stop the cap!
Most players really love this about the game, from being able to bow people from across the entire map, or infinitely comboing someone into a wall, were skills truly worth grinding for. But there is a huge problem if we look at the game today. The gameplay has just become overly repetitive, and every game just feels like the same thing over and over and over. You break beds, kill players, buy items, and then just do it again. And after the 100th or 1000th time, it gets boring. I love how the Bed Wars item shop is the same items from the beta build. No new swords, armors, currencies, or anything. Same old boring beta items. And this is how a lot of the community feels about the game. But it's really hard to blame the developers for this. When Roblox games get reworked, there's a very high risk of the game just completely dying off. It's a really tricky situation. Some players want the game to be reworked, while some just want everything to stay the same. There isn't really a solution. A game becomes repetitive without updates, but bigger updates also cause games to often die off. A solution to this would be to add a classic game mode which would have no newer kits, items, and mechanics. Or in other words, a game mode that would be entirely based on old Bed Wars, by just keeping the game modes simple. But this problem is nothing in comparison to the Bed Wars YouTube scene, which is at the worst point it's ever been in. Most YouTubers have quit the game, and this is a huge problem for one reason. YouTubers are the key to a game's success. Think of YouTubers as the torch that leads the community. Without them, a game will simply die. And with most Bed Wars YouTubers quitting, a lot of their fans have also quit as well. But the bigger issue is video ideas. Everything has been done, which forces YouTubers to have to reuse the same ideas over and over again. Tanker is quite literally the only thing that's keeping this game alive, but once he switches to another game, 90% of the player base will leave as well. And other YouTubers such as Minibloxia and Fulton will be soon to follow. And if you guys don't believe me, look at his channel. He averages more views than the top 5 Bed Wars YouTubers combined. The amount of influence Tanker has is insane. Do you want to know the real reason why Tanker has AC mod? And why the devs were almost gonna give him his own kit skin? It's because they know that if they lose him, their game will die. If you look at any game that Tanker has quit, they're all literally dead. Booga Booga, Dungeon Quest, and most importantly, Arsenal, have completely fallen off, and one of the main reasons is due to him quitting. But keep in mind, these issues will only get worse as the video goes on. I will also be going over why Bed Wars will die much sooner than you think, so you don't want to miss it. An even bigger problem is the player base, in specific, tryhard players. These days, most players have hundreds upon thousands of wins, which makes trying to play the game as a new player practically impossible. Imagine how you'd feel as a new player, constantly getting rushed and destroyed by tryhards with the best kits in the game. I would probably quit the game right there. The fact that 1000 wins is now just average creates a huge problem for this game. But surprisingly, there's actually a very easy way to fix this issue, and that would be with a win placement system. This would pretty much put you against other players with a similar number of wins as you. Let's say I had 25 wins, the game would automatically put me against other players with 10 to 50 wins. I really don't know why this isn't already in the game. This has been an issue for so long, and it's such an easy change that could be made. But this issue is way smaller than the problems that come, so you don't want to miss it. One of the biggest problems with this game is a simple lack of interest. Looking at the game before, every week players would be excited for what the new update would be, crowding the lobbies, spamming the chat, but most importantly, the game received a lot of attention from people outside of the Bed Wars community. YouTubers such as Dennis Daily and even Creekcraft all occasionally played the game. But if we look at Bed Wars today, updates have very little hype, and the game receives barely any attention. But why? Well, Bed Wars is simply getting older, and updates have just become repetitive. Bed Wars has received upwards of 100 updates, and it's no secret that as we got more and more, the hype really started to die down. This is actually one of the main reasons why any game dies. The developers have to do more for updates to be impressive. It's not even that updates are lazy, it's that we've received so many updates to the point where it's just not exciting anymore. Now let's look at Roblox Bed Wars' biggest problem, which has ruined the game for most players, and that would be the updates. The updates have recently been awful, actually hurting the game rather than helping it. One of the more recent updates changed the entire PvP system to where auto-clicking is just as good as one-tap method, which was the best PvP method, not to mention nerfs. So, when? To answer this question, think about the future. If the game goes down the path of continuing to put out consistently bad updates, the game will start to lose interest. But the main thing that will kill this game is if Tanker quits. And the only reason why he would leave is if a new, better game starts to become popular. And this could be way sooner than you think. He's actually tried multiple times to switch over to another game, but the games he played just weren't really that fun. The second a fun, popular PvP game drops, Tanker will leave, and all the other Bed Wars YouTubers will follow. And that would be when Bed Wars would truly be dead. So for now, Roblox Bed Wars isn't dying. Roblox Bed Wars just isn't fun anymore. Anyways, if you want to help out a small creator, feel free to subscribe, but I'm not here to force you. Thank you for watching.